all really loved my video where I entered a gluten-free baking competition in my first week in Ireland, and thanks so much for all the compliments on my red velvet cake and my banana cake. It meant so much to me. The baking in that video and the fact that I came second inspired me to enter another competition here in Ireland. If you're from Ireland, you might have heard of it. It's called Tullamore Show. It's a really big show up in Tullamore in Ireland. It's an agricultural show, so there's lots of different things going on, like showing animals, cookery, arts and crafts, all different things going on. But there are some baking competitions, and they have a gluten-free section this year, which I'm so excited to enter. So they had 6 categories and I'm entering 4 of them. This is the first year that Tullamore is back since COVID, so big stakes here on the gluten-free cooking. We'll see how I'll do. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm gonna just go for it. I won't be showing you the recipe for everything that I'm making, but if you want to see that, leave a comment down below and I'll answer you back with the recipe. So what I will be showing you is everything that I'm making, a little clip of how I'm making it, and then we'll go to the competition with my 4 different bakes, enter them in the competition, show you around Tullamore Show and see if I'll win. Maybe one of them would win. I'm going to start off the video. I'll tell you about the 4 different things that I'm making as I'm going through the video. But I really hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below and subscribe if you're new to the channel and if you really love gluten-free baking. Thanks so much for everyone who watches, and let's get started on the first bake. Okay, so the first of the 4 categories of gluten-free cooking that I'm entering is a gluten-free coffee cake. Now, this is very new to me because I don't usually eat coffee cake. I don't actually like coffee, but I did do a practice one. I'll show you some clips of that. Here is my practice cake. And I thought it was going to be really thick, but I really think the buttercream that I've done a good job. I'm definitely keeping the nuts on top, and there's nuts in the cake as well. Only parts I didn't like was there was some like coffee granules that lumped together, so I had to pick them out because they did not look good and they would have tasted really bitter. I did try one and it was so bitter, so I have to work on getting the coffee better next time. And here is a slice of it. You know what, I think I made it thick enough, so I think there is a good ratio of cake part to buttercream. I hope we have a good entry, but this is just a practice. We'll see for the real thing. This is my second ever time making a coffee cake, let alone a gluten-free coffee cake. I'm gonna get started now. As you can tell by my face, it is so red. It is the hottest day of the year here in Ireland. It's literally boiling, and I'm here in the kitchen with the oven on beside me and it is roasting, so you can see that by my face. But we have to get started because we've got so much things to make. I'm gonna make a gluten-free coffee and walnut cake, and then we're gonna put on a coffee and walnut buttercream on the top as well. So let's get started because I have a lot to bake. This is how they're looking before they go into the oven. Whew, okay, that's the first thing in the oven is the 2 coffee cakes. So they need to go in for 25 minutes. I could now go and start making the next thing while I wait, but I kind of want to keep an eye on them, so I don't know what I do. I think what I'm going to do first is clean up, chop the walnuts, that'll be the garnish on the top, and then maybe get my ingredients ready for the next thing. So I'll show you the coffee cakes when they come out and they're cooling, and then we'll move on to bake number 2. Oh, I just don't want them to be burnt. Like, please don't be burnt. But I really have to be, but I can't because I can't leave the cakes because I'm afraid they'll burn. Alright, so I got my 2 cakes out and I really think they're good. I love the colour. Obviously these marks are just from me testing with a knife to make sure that they're cooked, but they look good. So I'm gonna leave them to cool in the tin first for like 10 minutes, and then they'll go on that wire tray there. Okay, so that's the coffee cake for the gluten-free coffee cake category. Try to say that fast. And now we're going to bake something else, and what I have to make is a loaf cake, and it has to be a gluten-free lemon and poppy seed loaf cake. I originally thought that I could make any loaf and I was going to make my banana bread like I did for the other video, the other competition, but it has to be lemon and poppy seed, so that's what I'm going to start with now. I have the ingredients ready. It's absolutely roasting. The oven is just 10 degrees less than what it was, so the oven is fine. This takes a good while to bake. The coffee cake was the one I'm nervous the most to make because I was afraid it wouldn't rise, but it looks okay, so I'm feeling a bit better about that. This last thing that I have to make, you'll see later on, is what I'm most nervous about. I'm feeling okay for the lemon and poppy seed, but I'm a bit worried about the glaze, like the icing on top, so I'll have to see what I'm going to do with that. But we're going to go make the lemon and poppy seed cake now, and that'll be number 2. My poppy seeds are in, just have to mix them, and what I'm going to do now is grate this lemon into the bowl and then put it in here, and then finally put it all into this tin. Okay, this is ready to go into the tin. It's so hot. I need to go outside when this goes into the oven for a minute. You know, I was just thinking though, like, who are my competitors? I don't know, these are the thoughts going through my head. what celiac women or men are entering this competition tomorrow, and who will make the best gluten-free lemon and poppy seed loaf. Hopefully me, but we'll see. Right, so it's going in the tin and then it's going in the oven for 35 minutes. Okay, that's gone into the oven now for 35 minutes. Then I'm going to check it and I might need another 10. Then it comes out, rests, and then I need to make a glaze. And then I need to move on to the next one. So I will tell you before I go, I'm going to go outside and get some air because it's so hot. And then we're going to come in, and the third category that I'm entering is gluten-free brownies, which I'm excited about because it's the first chocolatey thing and I do love chocolate. So I'm excited to make some brownies, but I thought they'd be the easiest, but they might actually be the hardest because you want them like gooey on the inside, but like not too crispy on the outside, but crisp enough. And I don't want to burn them, and I did a practice one and they did burn. So I'm a bit nervous about them too. I'm basically nervous about everything, so we're just going along with it. So I'm going to do a bit of cleaning, go and get some air, and then we'll look at the poppy seed loaf when that comes out, and then we'll start on brownies. Oh my god, here's outside. I suppose it's time to go in and make some gluten-free brownies. For the brownies, you know, sometimes I make up recipes myself, sometimes I find recipes. Here's the brownies recipe. This is where it's coming from, and I've adapted it. You know, the really professional cookbook here, the beginner's book, basically a kid's cookbook. So here's the chocolate brownies, and I have adapted it to make it gluten-free and taste a bit better. So we're going to start now. My first step for the brownies is to melt butter. The butter is like almost melted itself, but honestly it doesn't even need melting. Okay, so I'm going to use the rest of the wrapper to grease my brownie tin, and it's actually really ideal. I do it this way, it's easiest. While I do that, I will give you a quick recap. So the butter for the brownies is melting there. When that's ready, we're going to start making the brownies themselves using the children's cookbook. The lemon and poppy seed loaf cake is still in the oven. It has about 5 minutes left. When that comes out, going to let it cool and do a glaze. And the coffee cakes are still sitting here. Now I'm really happy with this one, but this one, since it's been sitting here, has sunk a bit in the middle, so I don't know, it's really annoying. It came out and it was fine, so I might have to make this the bottom layer and this the top. But we obviously have to do buttercream for them. So there's a lot going on. I literally just remembered as well that this is the lever sticker that I have on the lemon one. So does that mean I might win for the lemon and poppy seed loaf? Let's see. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Hope you can see it on the screen. It looks good. I think it looks really good. I love the colour. 10 minutes in the tin, then we got to put it on this tray somehow. So actually I might move it a bit away from the cakes, but 10 minutes for that. We can work on the brownies while I wait. And while I'm mixing this, I will say any of these can be made vegan. You know, you could put in aquafaba instead of eggs. It's just for the competition why I haven't made them vegan, because the competition is very strict on what can be used, so I have to make them just gluten-free, not vegan. But you can definitely adapt any recipe, and like I said, if you want any recipe, let me know in the comments down below. In fairness, this does look really smooth and velvety. To me, they look better than the practice ones I did. They just look way smoother and better batter, so I'm really hoping that they won't burn. The last one's burnt as well. So half an hour in the oven is what we're going to do. Yeah, they're on 180, so brownies in, lemon cake cooling, have to put that on the wire tray. And then we'll move on to the last one, which is the one I am the most terrified for. Okay, so to recap, the categories that I'm entering, that I'm getting ready for, are gluten-free coffee cake, gluten-free lemon and poppy seed loaf cake, gluten-free chocolate brownies that are in the oven right now, and then the last one. So the last one I almost wasn't going to enter because it was a bit random and I thought it'd be a bit difficult. So it's gluten-free pizza, and I don't think I've made a 3-ingredient pizza, definitely with natural yogurt, but you're not allowed to do that for this recipe. So you have to make a gluten-free pizza, and it has to have very specific toppings. So the toppings that it has to have are goat's cheese, pine nuts, and red pepper. So that's all that's allowed on it. So it has to be this gluten-free pizza with those toppings, which to be honest is a combination of toppings that I would never ever have on a pizza. So we're making a goat's cheese, pine nut, red pepper gluten-free pizza. The only thing that's really good though is that you are allowed to use a gluten-free pizza mix, because I was worried about getting yeast and everything like that. And with this mix, you have to make the mix and then you should let the dough rise a bit. So that needs about half an hour for the dough to rise in a hot place. Good thing it is absolutely roasting today, so that should be no problem. So you have to remember all of this stuff needs to be transported to Tullamore, which is tomorrow, and that's about 2.5 hours away from me. So it's not near, so I have to really hope that nothing melts and that it will be nice when it gets there and it won't taste weird, especially the buttercream. I'm really worried about the buttercream for the coffee cake. And the pizza will be cold / maybe warm, so we'll really have to see how it goes. But I'm gonna start the pizza now. So tin foil with oil goes on top of the pizza and then it goes and sits in a hot area for about half an hour. So while the pizza's in the oven, I'm gonna get my toppings ready. So I'm gonna cut my pepper. I have my goat's cheese and it comes in these little circles, which is good, but I'm going to crumble it up. And then pine nuts will go on at the very end. 30 minutes done. Tin foil has come off. This is going in the oven to bake for 20 minutes. Then it'll come out, put the toppings on, put it in for another 10. So pizza is out. So this is like pre-baked. Gonna put the toppings on now. I'm gonna put it back in the oven and I will show you it then. And we have a lot going on, but we're getting close. Time to get the pizza. Pizza on the tray looks so good, so I'm going to get a bit of basil if I have time tomorrow hopefully and put that on top to contrast the green. But I'm really happy with the pizza. It's only been like 4 hours in the kitchen, you know, it's just been 4 hours, so I have everything baked. I'm happy with how it has come out. It's done, and then I'll put the brownies, cut them up and put them in a tin. That'll be them ready. And to think about how I'm going to transport the cake and the loaf is going to get a lemon drizzle and the cake is just going to be buttercreamed and put together with walnuts on top. But I'm very tired. And I think I need to have a bit of some food first because it's been a few hours. My blood sugar's going okay. It's in the green, so I'm all happy with that, but I haven't had anything since lunch. So I'm just going to put the pizza away, put some drizzle on our lemon loaf, and then I'll work on the buttercream tonight. And then we got to pack everything for going to the competition. I don't know how I feel about how the glaze went. It went different than the practice. I'll put a picture of the practice one on the screen. I don't know. I hope I still have a good chance. This is how it's looking. So I'm really happy with the pizza. Brownies, happy with them. I'm going to cut them up in a minute. I don't know. I was really happy with it, but the glaze, I'm not so sure because it just didn't go as thick as last time. And I really don't know why because I did the same thing. But we're going to finish this off and I'm going to finish buttercreaming the cake. Okay. Just spent ages buttercreaming my cake and putting it together. So I've gone with this design. My piping bag, also realised my piping bag is inside out, but I am an amateur, not a professional, so it looks so pretty though. I'm going to put the nuts on top, but I just wanted to show you before and then I will show you everything. So that is today's work done. Tomorrow I'll bring you with me to Tullamore, getting up at 6 a.m. Going to be packing all of the cakes in tins and like covers and stuff for the pizza tray, bringing them with me at 6 a.m. I have to be there by 9:30 and have it all set up or your entry doesn't count. I have my little competitor badge. How today went, I went like 6 hours baking. I'm very tired. Really happy with the pizza and the cake and definitely the brownies, but like I told you, a bit not happy with the glaze on this, but you know, we shall see. This is a competition and I could get first prize or I could get nothing. But at the end of it, I will have some gluten-free cakes. It would be really nice to get something for any of the things. Even if it was like third place, it would just be really boost of confidence. Know that I'm actually okay at baking. But sure, it's just a bit of fun. And I get to eat all the stuff then at the end. So I will see you all in the morning for the big competition.
Approximately 10 hours later.
6:20 a.m. And we got to get going because it takes 2.5 hours to get there. Really nice morning. Here's how everything is looking. Loaf, cake, pizza, brownies over there, and someone's going to hold the cake in the front. And yeah, I'm more anxious just to get going because if there's traffic we will be delayed. We've given it enough time, I think. So gonna go, get ready, a bit nervous. Hope everything will transport well. That's what I'm worried about. So hopefully it will be all okay. I'm driving, so I gotta go get ready. Blood sugar's really good. It's 7.2 this morning, so that should be fine. So we're gonna go drive all the way up the country to Tullamore, and then I'll bring you along in there. Hopefully everything will transport okay. Woo! On the way to Tullamore. Let's hope I win. there's the pizza, the coffee cake. Oh, here's the tent, the Odlum's tent, because I used the Odlum flare where my cakes are. But we leave them in there now. The tent is going to close in a few minutes for judging. Okay, so I've just entered my cakes in the competition. Tent is closed now, and we made it in time, and every cake and every pizza and everything stayed together in the car. So it's all in there on the table. I put it all on the nice displays that I had with the doilies, and I put some basil on the pizza and everything. So now all I can do is wait. The tent closes and the judging is there for like an hour or two, and then we can go back and see if I got first, second or third in any of the categories. So I hope I do. That would really make my day. But anyway, so just come back to the car. I'm going to put on some sun cream because it's really, really hot again. Just like yesterday, baking in there. And I have the map here of Tullamore Show. So the thing that I'm interested the most in is the dog show, because if you watch my channel, you know probably that I love animals. So I really, really want to go to the dog show anyway, and then just have a bit of a look around. So there's lots of different things on. I will read you some interesting shows that are on. I can go to the best hat competition. I can go to glamorous granny competition, and then there's stuff like food and music and cooking shows and different things like that. So there's actually a lot of stuff on at Tullamore Show. So I'm just going to leave my little competitor badge up on the car, and we're going to go for a look around. Tent is open. This is here. So I'm gonna go in and find out if I won anything, and I'm real nervous because what if I don't win anything? But it's all I can. I'm so nervous, so we just have to go in. I really hope, but if I don't, sure, then I have food to eat. So let's just go. I got first prize.
It's fine. They shut up. They're trying to see the pit back in straight over the people.
I can't believe that I won 3 things first class. So my lemon and poppy seed loaf, my gluten-free pizza, and my gluten-free coffee cake came first prize, which I did not expect at all. I didn't even know if I'd come like third, like literally. And then my brownies, well, I'm still really happy with them because they tasted really good. So this was like a national level competition. So honestly, I can't believe, because the last video I did that you watched, that was just like a local thing, and I got second for my red velvet cake there. But this is just totally unexpected. So I'm very, very happy. Gonna go enjoy the rest of the show, and then I'll pick up my prizes later on. Really happy that I won the competitions of the baking, but now I get to do something else that I love and see the dog show, because I really, really love animals, and some of these dogs are so cute. So, finally back in the hotel now. We're staying near Tullamore because it's too far to go home tonight, and I'm going to go up to Dublin tomorrow and see some of my friends and family. But I'm so happy with how today went. I had a really, really good time at Tullamore, and winning 3 first prizes like is so amazing. I just can't believe it. So I get to eat the food as well tonight. That's amazing as well. So I'm going to go enjoy all of my gluten-free desserts after dinner. And I really, really enjoyed today. I'm so surprised that I actually came anywhere, let alone first. And I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hope you enjoyed my gluten-free baking competition, and I'll see you all in the next video.